Hey AP Lang students, today's lesson did not go as planned despite my preparation, and it was very frustrating for me. So I've worked through it, and I'm going to make a video to try to replicate what I had planned to go over and show you a few things. So first I want to show you the video that I had planned, or at least a portion of the video I had planned to show you earlier.
So, you were singing before you lost your hearing?
Yeah, I've been singing since I was 4. So I left music after I lost my hearing and then figured out how to get back into singing with muscle memory, using visual tuners, and trusting my pitch.
So your shoes are off because you're feeling the vibration. Is that how you're following the music?
Yeah, I'm feeling the tempo, the beat through the floor.
And Mandy, what are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing a song that I wrote called Try.
Okay, can you tell me what it's about?
After I lost my hearing, I gave up. But I want to do more with my life than just give up. So...
Good for you. Good for you. Okay, well, look, this is your moment, and good luck.
Okay. I don't feel the way I used to. The sky is gray, much more than it is blue. But I know one day I'll get through, and I'll take my place again if I would try. If I would try. Oh, there is no one for me to blame, 'cause I know the only thing in my way is me. I don't live the way I want to. That whole picture never came into view. But I'm tired of getting used to the day. So I will try. So I will try. If I would try. If I would try.
Okay, so it's amazing. She gets the golden buzzer moment and everything. Every time I watch that clip, I get chills. So I want to show you a few things. The tone words list here. So if we think about the tone of that piece, I look at the positive tone words, and then I go to, sometimes there's something in neutral. So I went through ahead of time and I feel like this is a very sincere moment. She feels, I get a sense of confidence. It's a very hopeful and optimistic tone. And then some words that I thought that it also showed, but weren't on the list, where it's encouraging, it's empowering, inspiring, uplifting. So if we look at the lyrics and think about what are the raindrops in this song that make the tone, theme, and purpose flowers grow? What makes it evident that those are the tones? So I went ahead and did, so this is the sheet that you guys had in the tone category for this song. These are the tone words that I came up with. And when I look at the text evidence, I I don't feel the way I used to, so I'll fight for our breakthrough. That's very encouraging. I'll take my place again. That shows confidence and empowerment. Now, the thing about human nature that is true in this piece, I want to take you to a portion of the video right here, right here. So when the camera pans around and shows people's faces and what they're doing, now they don't know what it's like to be deaf, to be born into a hearing world and to be born hearing and to have that taken away from them. Yet somehow they're still in the crowd and they're feeling very emotional for Mandy. Because the thing that's universal about human nature is that even though I don't have to have been going through the trauma and the challenge of going from hearing to non-hearing, I don't have to experience that to know or to feel sympathetic or even maybe a bit of empathy for her, because I do know what it's like to overcome adversity. So if you think about the theme is the thing about human nature that unites all of us, that is true. It crosses cultural, regional, and generational bounds, meaning that people are going to be feeling this. People feel overcoming adversity and hardships is a challenge, and we feel like we want to give up. And that is not new to people in the year 2020. People in 1940 felt that way. People in biblical times felt that way. And it's not an American thing. Everyone in the world has had to overcome adversity or hardships. And human nature is to want to give up because it's so daggone hard. People in Pakistan feel that way, Russia, Europe, Hawaii, everywhere. Because wherever there are people, there are going to be those feelings. That's what theme is. And so I went back to the text and I thought that where it says the sky is gray more than it's blue, that line resonates with us because that's how we feel sometimes. We look at the future or we look at our circumstance and we just all we see is gray. We don't see the blueness and the sunshine of the day. We see how challenging things are because they are. Then, if you think about what is the persuasive message, everything comes down to an argument, a persuasive message. So what is Mandy Harvey trying to say in her message about overcoming adversity? You can overcome because she has ethos and credibility, because as a person who has lost her hearing, not only that, but as a musician, if she has authenticity and ethos and credibility, because if she's going through that and she can overcome, that's her message. And the text that supports that is, I will try. I'm tired of getting used to all of this. The only thing in my way is me, which by extension is her message to us, which is believe in yourself, because the only thing in your way is you. So this is what I call a TTP chart, a tone, theme, and purpose chart. Now today I got so frustrated because I was like, this is a bedrock assignment. This is the bedrock of understanding of the core base of most of what we go over in this class. If students don't understand this, then if I can't teach it well, then it won't set us up well. And then I went into your assignments that you turned in, and I have to tell you, I think I have the smartest students, because I went through and took a look at what you turned in for the Death Row Hugger, and I just have to share a few of them, of what some people said. So I'm going to go to, so if we look at This is the death row hugger one, and the tone is disturbed, depressing, sad. And Ethan says that the text evidence that supports that is words like weeping with their bodies. Shoved and left to die. Nothing could prepare me. Oh, beautiful, wonderful. Then the theme, the thing about human nature that is at the core. Now, I don't know what it's like to be a death row inmate, but I can I can sympathize, just like the death row hugger can. So the theme here is to want and feel connected with people. And as long as you have human beings in this earth, you're going to have people needing and seeking connections. To want to be close with another person and companionship, human connection. This is not an American thing. It's not a European thing. It's all people everywhere. And it's true in 20 BC, and it will be true in the year 3000 when people get there, because people will be there. So the text evidence to support that theme, parents weren't the hugging type, so I've always had a malnourished craving for arms around me. I think it's so poetic, those words. She herself knew what it was like to feel like you weren't getting that connection with others. And so she seeks it out in her own life. Now, again, I love this because it's persuasion. Ethan noticed it was persuasive. And so he says that the purpose of this piece, Death Row Hugger, is to have the audience be persuaded to feel more compassion and strive for companionship. All walks of life, anywhere. That last sentence is my favorite here because something, I forget what, I'm going to go to Carly McGee, who also did a really great, okay, I'm going to come back to Carly's. I think it's Abigail. Yes. Okay, yes. So she also has gloomy, depressing, helpless, great text evidence, and then also the theme, it's human nature. It's common to want to be loved and to feel affection from other people. The purpose of this short story is to persuade the readers into feeling bad for death row inmates, to make them seem more human. It is to humanize people that we have vilified, frankly, because they've vilified themselves in ways. We think if they're on death row, they have done something to warrant that, and so they've done something evil and despicable. So we see them as evil. But this little short story humanizes them and helps us to see them through a different light, which is what I really liked Carly's when she said in the purpose column that the purpose is to make you connect NICU babies and the death row inmates. When we see, so broader than that, is that when we see the connection between kind of like birth and death, and that with that contrast, that the inmates, to see them as human beings, and that they too were once babies who perhaps may have been starved of affection and experienced a variety of other traumas that probably contributed to them leading to whatever they did to become a death row inmate. It really is a message about humanizing those individuals. I would even argue it could be, by extension, a persuasive argument against the death penalty. Brianna also had something good to say. The purpose of this short story was to persuade you to feel something about a situation you probably have never thought of before. And that's true. It puts us into the position of forcing us to kind of think about things. It's not comfortable to think about or to humanize a death row inmate. It's not comfortable. We don't really want to think about it. We side more with the victim, and we don't see the death row inmates perhaps themselves as being victims at one time in their lives. So this piece, as short as it is, and that's why I love microfiction, because it covers so much in so little. So what this does through humanizing is it gets you to think about something you probably either haven't or wouldn't have thought of before. And so when I read through these, my heart sang, because first of all, I know that I'm looking forward to a really great year because I have super smart students. And second of all, I didn't then suddenly feel as bad because I thought that no damage done. My stupid technology issues with Google and all of that can be overcome, and yeah, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to explain all of this to you. And we are going to build on this in another lesson upcoming about Robert F. Kennedy and a speech that he spoke in a statement in the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. So let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you and talk to you in class tomorrow.